I didn't expect to.
I don't. I'll sit back there.
No. That's fine. There is? Nobody's gonna sit there.
No, I put routine on this end.
Okay, thank you.
Well, she might disagree.
He might disagree.
I was too, especially with the tree that's been. I was shocked that she was in
I tried that.
He just asked me, he was like, no, I
Right? I mean, it's up to you, but. No.
Sharing, sharing.
Yeah, right, okay. So, let's do that. Yeah, I think maybe we would have done it by one. Thank you. Really? Yeah. Thank you. Too much, Tina. Somebody was somebody was looking about her Facebook page on my feed. He got you. I'll get one.
Okay, thank you.
They're gonna save all the cards anyway. How are you? It's just a shock. Everybody that you encourage is falling over there.
I didn't have to. Fuck my world.
ever. It's pretty shocking. We just got back from a cruise. We had just got back from a cruise.
Oh.
We had such a good time on the cruise. And she actually told one of our friends. She didn't tell me. She told one of her friends. She never felt more. And that was what we did. We cruised. That's what we did. I got her hooked on cruising. She never thought she could take a cruise. And I'm like, well, yeah, because I've cruised for a long time. That's what I like. And before I started cruising and stuff, I always see people on wheelchairs on the ship. So I'm like, well, why do you think you can't cruise? And after that first one, yeah, we literally just got back from cruise.
That's a good life. I'm so glad you got the chance to taste it.
Like I said, that's what we actually do.
Yeah, I get you. Oh, might be easier. Sounds like me. Yes, yes. That would be good. That would be good. Well, I'm waiting to see if you're like.
They're here.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, before we get ready with this morning's funeral service, we're going to ask for those of you with cell phones, if you would please check your cell phone, either turn the volume down or place the phone itself on vibrate for the duration of the service. Yeah, if you would please.
Good morning. I know you guys have shared your condolences with us and the family, and Stella was one of that. We all shared this loss today. This morning, I'm just going to open up in prayer, and those who have desired and we've asked and would like to share, I'd like to call you up and to share. Today is one of those. I feel like a backyard barbecue, kind of like what she's like. It's like her element, just having a good time and sharing during this next 45 minutes to an hour or so. I'm going to open up in prayer, and I would like to have someone to come up and share. I don't even know who's next, and I feel like this is already a backyard barbecue. So I'm going to ask for someone to just be the first that's willing to be a little scared and a little nervous to share. After I pray, I have my notes. If no one steps up a little nervous, I will share. I know we have Tina that was going to share, my sister Stephanie, and I know Vaughn as well. So if you're nervous, awesome, me too. So let's go ahead and let's open up today in prayer. Bow our heads. God, we ask you today that you would guide our words, guide our time together. In a time that kind of seems just kind of disoriented and disconnected at times, we know that you never change, and we can stand on you. And we ask you, God, today that you would lead and guide our conversations, God, that you would be our anchor today, that you would be the place that we would stand on, and just talk about these memories and pay tribute and honor to somebody who was extremely special to us. We thank you. Guide our time today, Lord. In your name, amen. Would someone like to be the first one, or I can? Okay, Tim, come on in.
Okay, I'm drawing my strength from Stella because, as we all know, she loved to give speeches. That's what she did. So, Stella, 10/26/59-10/2/23. Looking around this room, it's obvious the amount of love here for Stella and the love that Stella had for each and every one of us. She knew no stranger. She was like a powerful drug. One dose and you were hooked. No matter where we would go, she would run into someone she knew, and we'd always greet them with a hug and a kiss. Stella touched so many lives in so many ways. We all have many, many stories to tell, and it's hard to pick just one. So I decided to share what I believe. I believe that all those many years ago that Stella was spared for a reason, and that was her purpose. I believe that 1959 and 2023 are not as important as the years in between. I believe that Stella's purpose on this earth was to spread love, joy, peace, happiness, encouragement, determination, generosity, advice, and to live life to its fullest. Her smile and laughter were infectious, and she always wanted to make people laugh. She would go out of her way to help someone. She was admired by so many just for her grit and determination. We're all going to miss Stella tremendously. A look around this room, this was Stella's purpose. For each and every one of us were brought together by Stella. That was her purpose, and now it's complete. We will all be forever connected because of Stella, and her spirit will live on in all of us.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and share mine. This is some, I don't know if it's going to make sense. I'm her nephew. Typing this is one of the hardest things I've had to do. I didn't think I was be doing this on January 7th. I hope this makes some kind of sense. There's many that traveled across the United States to be here. And she would have done that for any one of us. She's traveled to all of our homes and all of our parties and spent time with us. And there are those who are also at home watching, couldn't be here due to sickness and due to travel. I know my cousin is in Texas watching, Evie, and I know that she couldn't be here with us. But when I started writing, I started thinking about the songs that Aunt Stella introduced me to, and she taught me everything about music that I know. I remember I would go up to her and do something awkward to make her smile. So anytime I would see her at Strax or who knows where, I would walk up and say, "We jamming. I want to jam it with you. We're jamming. I hope you like jamming too." And when I'd say that little Bob Marley song, she would have a smile on her face. She was always ready for a party. Another song that I came across, a soundtrack that I remember was Ain't No Mountain High. I'm just going to read this. That's easier for me just to read this. I feel like Stella would say, "Listen, y'all, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough. If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, just call my name and I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, because there ain't no mountain high enough and no valley low to keep me from getting to you." As I was making the slideshows, we were asking for submissions for the pictures. I saw the different places that she was going, that she was at. I saw stories of she was at a restaurant and she would be at Pepe's with us, or we'd have a party and then she would know somebody else, and Stella would have two parties at Pepe's and instead of just one. I saw her at concerts, jamming to her favorite songs, always having the time of her life there. I remember growing up going to county fairs, all of them, anywhere where there was a deal, we were there. We all were. I saw the pictures of people in living rooms, and I always wonder, how did she get in there? And a lot of us would figure out we have some sketchy ramps we would make, because we would do anything to get her into our house, into our places. So we were finding ramps back in the day it was like Craigslist or whatever, and now it's Facebook Marketplace. We find ramps or we just build a ramp for our house and get her in. She was always in the backyards, my backyard, your backyard, and she would always. If you had good music, you get her in a good mood. After that, she'd start roasting you a little bit. She'd start joking around, and then eventually make her way to the grill and kind of show you how it's done. And then I saw her backyard. Now her backyard was, many of us have labored in her backyard, wanted to have her have a great party, wanting her to have a great time in her little oasis. We knew it would make her day. I love the garages that she was in. She's been in more garages in this region than any of us. She had such a strong connection. She's one of the few that still is in contact with people from high school. That's admirable. I saw her partying on the cruises, and she would ask me, what did I do last weekend? And I would say, I went to Strax and went to, it's pretty normal, maybe walk around town. And she was like, cool. I went to Dominican Republic. I was like, wow. Did you Google or you actually went there? Yeah, I went there. And when she started that cruise life, it was just as a little kid, knowing that her restrictions and then seeing her able to travel. It was beautiful. She's been to more places than many of us will ever travel. Her refrigerator has so many magnets you can't even see the doors. Our refrigerator has one magnet that was left at her house from some random real estate lady just trying to sell houses. She saw the world. She has more friends than I know. In real life, she has thousands, 10,000 friends. I don't know. She's had her limit. I remember growing up thinking, wondering if all you guys were my cousins. It's like, wow, my family's huge. I remember Vaughn and Valerie. I thought you guys were cousins for the longest time. And Cheyenne, Jessica, Jenna, and Taylor. I was like, you guys are white. But we're like cousins. Yeah, white people, black, Mexicans, and I also get mistaken for Chinese or Mongolian or whatever. Our family is huge. We've all shared this loss together. So I know that we all extend our condolences, but thank you for sharing. She used to sing this song, I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. She said, when it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. But she was singing around my birthday. I was born in May. She said, I guess you say, what makes you feel this way? And I would say, my girl and Stella. I had really cool aunts. She was by far so cool. One memory I will cherish my cool aunts. I was talking to Hank Carroll about this. They're driving me around, and Stella was driving me around in their International Scout, 1950 something, International Scout 5-speed, and I wasn't buckled. I was sat in the middle, and I just felt so alive when I was with them. They did some pretty daring stuff. I learned so much about music, food, and discounts, even as a kid. When I was with them, I was like, man, this is living. They weren't daydreaming, they were just living it. Their laugh was contagious. They were the change that they wanted to see in the world. Jenna, she said this so well. I hope you don't mind me sharing this. Jenna said, many hearts are so heavy today. Confusion, mourning, and possibly regret for lost chances of reaching out just one more time. But she said, but love can lighten this burden. Love can lighten this burden. Stella was larger than life. She was and will continue to be a profound blessing to the countless individuals she befriended, even briefly. Throughout her lifetime, she shared a special, unique bond with every single person that she knew. She made time for everyone. She was selfless and fierce, with remarkable endurance. Yes, life without Stella will be difficult, boring, and even agonizing at times. Her presence can never be matched. She was just so special and so important. She was like a bonus mother to me, and I imagine many others can relate. But this life is for the living. And as Stella left us with abundance of memories to live with. Thank you for saying that, Jenna. Sugar pie, honey bunch, you know that I love you. I just can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. That's how she made all of us feel. Especially when she would sing that to us. Like we were the only one in the world. And speaking of the only one, being the only one, after all the travel and garage parties, she would come home to her quiet little corner of the world because she would make you feel like you're the only one in the world. I'm glad, I'm thankful that she wasn't alone when she passed. It's like Aunt Stella, like we know she lived alone, but we just knew ain't no way she was going to be alone when she passed somehow. And I know that was extremely hard, Jane, but I thank you for that. Thank you for guys kicking down the door, and she was with us to the very, very end. These are the soundtracks that she lived by. And if we're not careful, we'll leave her today believing some things that are not true. She didn't believe these, like we can't go on. Like I'll never get over this. Don't listen to the soundtrack that will say, I'll never be happy again. She didn't listen to those soundtracks. Neither should we. She gave us a blueprint of life to live life to the fullest. Maybe there's a few more soundtracks that we can add to our life that we can learn from her. There's a lot, but here's two. A little change adds up. I think about Aunt Stella. It was a little moments that I remember. Sure, she gave us some big gifts at times or two, but it was the small things. Like every year for my birthday, she would drop off a gift or some sort, but she had Biddle honeys and Chico sticks in the gift bag. I don't even know where you find Chico sticks, but she found them and held them. I don't know how long they traveled in her little bag, but they're too good to pass up, and I ate every one of them. She was always looking for a bargain and a good deal. I remember laughing with one of the coworkers when I was younger at a store, and we got a discount for something and free tickets. I said, "You know him?" And she said, "Now we do." It was little moments that adds up over time that we are left with today. What a huge impact it had on us. I know that today is hard, but a little change adds up. A little change goes a long way. What I also learned from her was another soundtrack that keeps playing. To pivot today, don't panic. She was a living example of the soundtrack. Her way of life changed in the blink of an eye in 1985, now paralyzed. Sure, there was a natural moment of panic, but she pivoted. She didn't stay there. She did go to a dark place of anger, resentment, frustration, depression, but one day she decided to pivot and say, I'm not gonna live my life. I'm gonna live my life to the fullest. I know today is hard, but I'm asking you to listen to the soundtrack to pivot and not panic. In closing, there will never be another Aunt Stella. Thank you for loving us all so well. And the last soundtrack I have is how sweet it is to be loved by you. Thank you for hearing me out. Would someone else like to come up? Vaughn? Vaughn was like, I didn't realize that was Vaughn yesterday. I was like, this dude is super cool looking. I was like, Vaughn. If you hang around Stella, you got a lot of cool looking people. So like, take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Von Amy. I am Vivian's youngest son. And those of you who do not know my mom, Stella was one of her dearest and best friends for nearly 45 years. Sorry. Stella meant more to my entire family than I can ever explain, especially my mom. And I just want to stand up here and say a few words on behalf of the Amy and the Sanders. When I think of Stella and everyone who loved her, the old saying, you can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends, comes to mind. Well, take a look around here today. A lot of people, many people chose Stella. They chose her to be her friend and chose to love her because Stella was just that lovable and enjoyable to have in our lives. There wasn't a bone in her body that was mean or had negativity, and you had no choice but to smile when in her presence. She impacted everyone in this room one way or another for the better. It made every single person's life that much better by being part of it. I have known Stella my entire life, and she was part of some of my earliest memories, all the way back to Summer Street in Hammond when I was 3 years old or so, and Stella lived in the coach house behind us with the Thornleys right down the street. From then until now, it's been nothing but complete joy with every encounter and experience with Stella. It's just been an honor to even have known such a strong, loving, independent woman like Stella. To see her live life and love it to the fullest after some of the obstacles she's faced is inspiring. And if there were more people like her in the world, it'd be a better place. Heaven got themselves a good one today. And I know Stella's going to continue being part of everyone's lives. Stella, it's been a pleasure to have you in my life, in my family's lives, and may you rest in peace. We love you. And now I'm going to play a song for her, for my mother. Thank you.
and your pain gone away. 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is the same since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice, up in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do in heaven? All your days filled with love and light. Is there music? Is there art and adventure? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is the same since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice, up in heaven since you arrived, since you arrived.
Thank you for sharing that song. We have a few more. Stephanie, would you like to come up?
I haven't been able to write down anything. I don't think that there are words that can sum up what she meant. My Aunt Stella was invincible. She defied the odds. And every time I felt that I couldn't do something, I always remembered what it took for her to do simple things on a daily basis. And I thought, God, if she can get up and if she can put a smile on her face, and if she can come up with the ways to make her life what she wanted it to look like, I'm as sure as I can figure it out for mine. Like so many have shared, she was a second mom to us. I have a wonderful mother and a wonderful father. But my Aunt Stella taught me to see people in ways that only she could. She saw life through such a different lens. And it made me look at people so differently. Because she cared an immense amount, not just that she knew them. It wasn't a number. She wanted to remember something about each person so that the next time she saw them, she could say, hey, how's that thing going on in your life? How's your mom? How's your dog? How's your, it wouldn't matter what it was. Just something, because she wanted you to know that she cared. I never wanted this day to come. I moved away from home 15 years ago. And that was really hard because I was leaving my family. And selfishly, we were trying to make a plan to steal her. We just told her we'd build her a house. And you could come and live with us. And I told Aaron, I said, I can't take her from all of you as much as I wanted to. I know she couldn't leave all of you there in this room. And I share the same sentiments that my brother shared, that you all are family and we share the same loss. And she taught me that family was more than blood. Blood was best. But it went beyond that. And I'm thankful that I've had so many memories with so many of you in this room, that I got to go hang out in your garages. That I got to go and see your backyards. And I got to have sleepovers and parties and shared moments. And that you let her bring us along, because it enriched our lives so much to know each one of you. Because we saw your love for her. And that was always such a blessing to us. In one of her pictures, she's holding up a unicorn. And man, that's what she was. She was unlike anything else. No one compares to what she brought to my life, because only she could bring it. She taught me, again, just how to care, and she got hurt the year that I was born, so I've only ever known Aunt Stella the way that I've known her. And that was a really crappy hand to be dealt. But she would always say, there's somebody worse off. It's not so bad. I'll get through. I'll make it happen. And she always loved everyone and tried to help them no matter where they were. I'm gonna miss her laugh. And the joy that bubbles out every time she threw her head back. So thank you all for being here today and for sharing in our loss, because she was all of ours. And Vivian, thank you for playing a song, because she loved music and it would not have been the same without that. So thank you.
We're coming out to a conclusion here. If anybody, my mama asked if anybody would like to say anything. We'll leave this time open. If you would like to share something here. There's so many. It's a surreal moment.
Did I say one thing?
Absolutely, big.
From the movie Streetcar, Native Desire, Stella!
Anyone else want to say something from your seat? Because this is how. Yes.
Hi. I really don't even know what to say, but I felt like I needed to do this for her because I know she'd do it for me. She was always the best with giving speeches. I just don't know what we're going to do without her. She just taught me so much about life. She taught me so much music. I was listening to oldies on the way here, thinking of her. She taught me everything. She took me everywhere. We did things, I don't even know how we did it together. But just the best person in the world ever. There will never be anybody like her. She's just so great. She was so great. And I think we all need to continue her legacy, and we need to be like Stella was and look out for each other and do whatever we can for everybody else, because that's what she did for all of us. But I don't know, I guess that's it. But I just wanted to say something. I love her, and we're all going to miss her so much.
All right. We're going to conclude today. I'm going to go ahead and close this out in prayer. Yes. No, he's in it. It's all right. I'm going to conclude. I'm going to pray, and then people from the funeral home are going to come in and give us direction as to what's next. But and Stella gave us a blueprint how to live life. Just have a good time and carry it on, and that's what we need to do. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pray. I don't even know how to end this thing. So, Lord, we thank you for a life that you've given us on this earth. Thank you for blessing us with a beautiful human, Aunt Stella. She was beautiful. Thank you for allowing us to see what life looks like. And God, we ask you that you would remind us throughout today that Aunt Stella is not the source of our joy, but you are the source of our joy. She would make us happy. She would make us smile. But there is a source that's unlimited, and that is you, God. I pray, God, that today we would be reminded again that there is limits to this world. And I pray, God, that as we just run to you in reverence and out of respect and honor, God, that you would continue to refresh our hearts and our souls. I'm reminded of a proverb that says that those who refresh others will they themselves be refreshed. God, I know Aunt Stella did that. And I ask you, God, today that as we apply that principle of your word, that as we refresh other people, that we ourselves would be refreshed. We thank you for the principles that we can stand on and go back to when maybe the memories might fade, maybe the times seem too difficult. Thank you that your word is something that we can go back to, that's never changing, that's consistent. And we thank you as that as our foundation. and our guide. God, we thank you for this life. We ask that you continue to heal our hearts that are broken. You love broken things. You love how so that you can heal. And we need you. We need you during this time. We need each other as well. We ask you, God, that you would, as we embrace each other, as we pray for each other, that we would heal because of you. We thank you. In your name, Jesus, amen.
At this time, what we'd like to do is we'll start with the ones that are standing at the rear of the room, giving everybody an opportunity to file past the casket, pay your final respects, and offer your final prayers. For those of you going with us to Elmwood Cemetery, once you've paid your final respects, if you would make your way to your vehicles, turn your headlights as well as your four-way flashers on. For the individuals that will be serving as a pallbearer, once you've paid your final respects, you'll wait for us by the double doors in which everybody came in. We'll actually bring the casket to you, and it's there at that time that we'll ask for your assistance. The family would like to invite everybody back to the Anthem Church located at 6947 Holman Avenue here in Hammond. If you would rather not go to the cemetery, and we are doing grave sites, so we will be out in the weather. If you would rather not do that, you can make your way directly over to Anthem Church, again, 6947 Holman Avenue, and just wait for the family. After the grave site, everybody will be heading over to the church for a fellowship. At the beginning of the service, I asked about turning your cell phones down. If you need to make those readjustments, we may do so. James, if you would, please, we'll go ahead and start the rear of the room.
Oh, you know it this summer, but now it's winter here on my own. If I would have known that you wouldn't be here anymore, I would have made the moments last a little longer. 'Cause now I'm alone, and you're just a memory in my mind. I would have given anything to say goodbye. If I would have known, if I would have known. Oh, I remember we were like all the time, and love was trying to find something else to fill the empty spaces you left behind. But nothing ever seems to work. I've been thinking of the things that you used to say, even though you're in my head every day. But it's fine, I don't mind. I promise I'll be okay. If I would have known that you wouldn't be here anymore, I would have made the moments last a little longer. 'Cause now I'm alone, and you're just a
Last time I saw you in the store, I think she was done. That's right. Yeah, we were talking scratch. She was just working. In-house, so when he retires, he doesn't have to leave.
I was just saying, I knew it was deep. Oh, okay, way down. Okay. Yeah, it's Brownsville. Yeah, that's still. Well, we should have back to it, and not feel like a crunch or whatever. Oh, nice. Good. How much more do you think we kind of want? Yeah, we know how to help. Nice seeing you. You know, there's sort of.
Somebody said that I started picturing everybody's backyards. I'm like, I have been in the backyard.
It's still on.
Sorry.
Can you bring my camera? I mean, my phone so. I just wanted to do that. Because it's great. There's so many people. Yeah. So I wanted to leave. Yeah, they're about to close it. Yeah. I'll give you the phone in a second. Yeah. I'm gonna go get it. We'll load it up.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You got two phones, or is that Dale's?
There were like 20 people watching.
Oh, that's great.
I'm happy.
Thank you so much.
Done. We'll go ahead and close.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not recording online.
I mean, it is. I was waiting for you.
Yeah, well, let them in the recording.